Hi, my name is Dr. Janice Shranowski, and this is this week's A Dose from Dr. Janice, where I hope to teach, show, and inspire you how to release your God-given health and life potential. I think you're really going to like this week's message because it's going to apply to all of us. If you like the message, do like my page, A Dose from Dr. Janice, so you can get them every Sunday and share them with others if they have relevance to you. So this week's topic is entering a destination in your GPS and trusting your GPS system to get you there. And I'll give some very specific examples. So last Monday, I was traveling back from Texas to New Jersey. So if you've been following me, I'm moving to Texas and I've got about less than 3 weeks now. My husband's already down there. He's been there for about a month. So I went to visit him for Easter weekend, and there was snow on this past Monday. Hopefully we're nearing the end of that here. The Texas weather is definitely looking good to me, but my flight was 4 hours delayed, so I was definitely running late on Monday trying to get to my afternoon shift. And when I got in my car and entered my home from Newark Airport, Waze took me way out of the way. So I trusted Waze because I knew it was most likely avoiding a accident on the turnpike, which indeed it was. So although the route Waze was taking me was longer than it normally would be, I trusted Waze and I followed that, and that probably saved me quite a bit of time of getting stuck on the New Jersey Turnpike. And that is the perfect analogy of what I'm going to ask you to do with your life. There are things that we want in our life. There are careers that we want. There's things that we want to happen with our family. There's things that we want to happen with our bank account. There's things that we want to happen with more global related issues like world peace. And it's awesome to have those destinations out there. It's very important, that we enter those destinations and that we strive to achieve them. But I am going to ask you to practice the art of allowing, which is knowing that God's ways are way, way, way better than our ways. This week during an hour of power, I was reading and this little black bug flew and landed right to my right shoulder on a table that's right near where I sit. And it was a black bug with red wings, and it had little lines on it, and it was just beautiful. It was this teeny, teeny, teeny little thing, and it was perfectly symmetrical. And I couldn't help but think that if God designed that, if the universal intelligence designed this little bug to be so absolutely perfect, what better design will he have for my life than I can have for my life? My cousin who owns the chiropractic center that I work at right now says, when we want to make God laugh, tell him our plans. And so here's some specific examples in my husband and my life of what I'm talking about. And there's 3 or 4 specific points that I want to share with you, like I do each week. The first is that, when you want to enter a destination in your map, go ahead and do that, and then practice the art of allowing. The art of allowing. We don't have it all figured out. So my husband, in the last several years, hasn't been thrilled with his career. He's working for a good company, but he just wasn't happy, and I talked about this a couple months ago in one of my doses from Dr. Janice, that when you're unhappy, it means you need to change. It's your own internal GPS telling you, warning, 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 heading to a destination you don't want. You need to change. And Steve was not happy with his career path. And so we prayed over this, and we were going to allow God to direct our lives into where we needed to go and what needed to happen with his career. And there were 2 very specific things that showed up. The one was practicing the art of not allowing, and he received a very, very good offer from a local company, a consulting company. It would have kept us here in New Jersey. But as we prayed over it, we just felt that we were really forcing that decision, and that it wasn't the right decision. It wasn't the path that God would want for us. In the Bible, it says that God's ways are higher than our ways. And, again, back to the bug analogy, I could never actually make that little bug to be so very, very perfect. And if God can make this little bug to be incredibly perfect, perhaps, just perhaps, he has a better route planned for our life. And so because we did not take that offer, and I say we, but it was really Steve, but of course it affects both of us, because he didn't take that offer, about 6-8 weeks later, this other offer finally opened up to him, which is a much better decision for the 2 of us and for our family for multiple reasons. So the first thing I want to share is it's okay to have goals and dreams and plans of what it is that you want for your life, but practice the art of allowing, and trusting that you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to put it out there and pray that God's gonna, give you the signs and the signals of the direction that you're supposed to take with your life. And sometimes it'll take you to a different destination that you weren't planning, but is a way better destination. The second thing I would share with you is stop focusing on what is not your destination. So many times we say that we want something in our life, but we're so focused on what we don't want in life. Money is a clear example here. Your destination might be, I need a career, I need a job that pays me more money so that I can get out of debt and I can pay off these bills and I can support my family better. All incredibly, incredibly worthy goals, and certainly a worthy destination. But how often do we focus on not our destination? We have what I call, and you've heard this before, a poverty consciousness. We're so focused on the bills and the debt that we'll never arrive at our destination of having enough of what we want, because we're focused on not our destination. You don't have to focus on a pile of junk to know that you don't want that pile of junk. So make sure that your focus is on the actual destination and not the destination. I know that's a little bit confusing, but I think you understand what I'm talking about. The third thing I would ask you to consider is, are you focused on someone else's destination for your life? And this is really, really important. This is where you just have to spend more time in prayer and meditation and really communicating with that higher power to know, well, what exactly is my destination? We do this to our children for sure. I think parents of children and teenagers and young adults, we think we know what their best destination is, and by God, we're going to make sure that they get the right grades and they go to the right schools because they're going to become this person. And my goodness, we could be directing our children in the wrong direction. I know for sure that my husband and I suffered from that, or I should say just directed our sons in perhaps the wrong path. And luckily, we kind of discovered it and backed away and said, it's our boys' destination. It's not ours. So make sure that you don't have your wagon hitched to someone else's wagon that's heading you towards the wrong destination, because you're gonna end up where you don't want to be. It's the proverbial, sometimes we're climbing the ladder of success only to discover that our ladder was leaned against the wrong building. So make sure that it's your destination that you want to head to. And when I say your, I mean God's destination for you. If you spend enough time with God in silence, in prayer, in meditation, reading, journaling, you'll recognize where it is that you need to be with your life. It'll become pretty clear to you. And sometimes that can take years, by the way. It's not an immediate thing, but you have to spend that quiet time to recognize where it is that you think you need to head with your life. In fact, I truly believe that we all have been designed for a purpose, and there's a plan for our life. And in the end, happiness to me means that I've fulfilled, or I'm certainly fulfilling the direction and the purpose of my life. And that is true happiness. And the last thing I would share with you is stop trying to reinvent the map. We enter our destination, and we're going to allow and trust God to get us to that destination, or to the destination that He wants us on. And we need to stop trying to draw our own map. Maybe there's other people that just simply know a better way it is for you to get there. I frequently say this: I don't need to know all that they know. I just need to know that they know it. There are people in this world that are way smarter than me, way smarter than me. And doesn't it make sense for me to get on their highway versus me trying to dig my own path? I'll save myself so much more time when I lean on the brilliance and the intelligence of others that have already charted the course. And so trust that. Trust that others do know the way. Trust that others are wiser than you. And sometimes we just have to humble ourselves to recognize that if we enter a destination, there's other people that can guide us and direct us and make sure that we stay on the right highway and we don't get off sidetracked. And so trust that wisdom. So again, the 4 things that I would share with you today is number 1, practice the art of allowing. Yes, it's awesome to have goals and plans and dreams and to enter those destinations in our GPS, but trust ways and trust God and trust a higher power to get you there, because the Bible tells me that his ways are way better than my ways. The second thing is stop focusing on what is not your destination. There's oftentimes where we focus on the lack versus the abundance, and that's exactly what we get more of in our life, which is lack. The third is make sure you're not heading towards a destination that is not your destination and not what you truly want with your life. And then lastly, trust the guidance and the wisdom that comes to you through other people, through other resources, and certainly through God, because those other things may know the direction way better than you do. So that's this week's A Dose from Dr. Denise. I'll talk to you next Sunday. Have an awesome week. Hopefully it's warming up here in the Northeast. God bless and peace out.